Unleashing your authentic self, the ultimate power move. Welcome to the Black CEO podcast, where we dive deep into the hearts and minds of visionary leaders who are reshaping our world. Today, we're in for a treat that will challenge your perspective, ignite your passion, and quite possibly change the trajectory of your life. We recently had the extraordinary privilege of sitting down with Candace Butler, a true force of nature in the realms of business and personal development. Candace isn't just another success story, she's a beacon of authenticity in a world that often demands conformity. Her journey from a young, uncertain professional to a powerhouse leader is nothing short of inspirational. But what sets Candace apart isn't just her achievements, it's her unwavering commitment to being unapologetically herself and her dedication to helping others do the same. Her insights aren't just thought provoking, they're revolutionary. So fasten your seatbelts, folks. We're about to embark on a journey that will transform the way you think about obstacles, authenticity, and the immense power of embracing your true self. Imagine for a moment a life free from the suffocating fear of rejection, a life where you face your challenges not as insurmountable walls, but as exhilarating climbing frames, each obstacle a chance to reach new heights. What if I told you that the very things you've been avoiding, the parts of yourself you've been hiding, could be the key to unlocking your full potential? Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, prepare to have your mind blown. Candace Butler's story is a testament to the transformative power of authenticity and resilience. As a Black woman navigating the often treacherous waters of the corporate world, she's faced her fair share of storms. But instead of letting these tempests capsize her dreams, she's learned to harness their energy, using it to propel herself forward and to lift others along the way. Let's kick things off with a question that might make you squirm in your seat. What if the biggest obstacle standing in your way is you? Now, I can almost hear the collective gasp. Hold up, you're thinking, I'm not the problem here. It's the system, the prejudices, the glass ceilings. And you're not entirely wrong. These external barriers are real and they're formidable. But what Candace taught me and what I'm about to share with you is that our internal barriers, our fears, our self doubt, our reluctance to be truly authentic, these are often the most insidious obstacles of all. Candace shared a story from her early career that perfectly illustrates this point. Picture this: a young, ambitious Black woman walking into a boardroom filled with older, white executives. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. The unspoken question hangs in the air like a noxious gas. Does she belong here? But here's the kicker: Candace wasn't just battling their skepticism, she was fighting a war within herself. For years, she told me, her voice tinged with a mixture of regret and hard won wisdom, I tried to fit in. I straightened my hair until it practically begged for mercy. I modulated my voice, carefully measuring each word as if it might explode if I let my true accent slip. I censored my ideas, filtering them through a what would a white man say sieve before I dared to speak up. I thought that was the key to success, to become a corporate chameleon, blending seamlessly into the beige landscape of boardrooms and corner offices. But guess what? It didn't work. Not only was she exhausted from the constant performance, but she also felt like she was losing herself in the process. And the worst part, she still wasn't getting the recognition or opportunities she deserved. It was like trying to win a race while carrying a boulder, the boulder of inauthenticity. The turning point came when Candace decided to do something radical. She decided to be herself, unapologetically, authentically, gloriously herself. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking that's career suicide, but hold on to your hats because this is where it gets interesting. Candace walked into that boardroom with her natural hair proudly defying gravity, spoke with her full voice, accent, and all, and shared her ideas without filter. And you know what happened? The room was stunned, and then slowly but surely, they started to listen, really listen. It was like I had suddenly become visible, Candace said, her eyes shining with the memory. By embracing my authentic self, I gave others permission to see me, the real me. And in doing so, I gave them permission to be real too. Suddenly, conversations became more genuine, ideas flowed more freely, and solutions we'd never considered before started to emerge. This, my friends, is the power of authenticity. It's not just about feeling good about yourself, although that's a fantastic bonus. It's about creating genuine connections, fostering real understanding, and opening doors that remain stubbornly shut when we were trying to be someone we're not. But let's be real for a moment. Embracing authenticity isn't always a walk in the park. It can be downright terrifying. It means being vulnerable, taking risks, and sometimes facing rejection head on. And that's where many of us hit a wall so high we can't even see the top. Candace shared another story that really drove this point home. She was up for a major promotion, one that would have made her the first black woman in her company's C-suite. She prepared for weeks, rehearsing her presentation, anticipating every possible question. She was ready to dazzle them with her knowledge, her experience, her perfectly polished corporate persona. But when the day came, something shifted. Instead of sticking to her meticulously crafted script, she decided to speak from the heart. She talked about her vision for the company. Yes, but she also spoke candidly about the challenges she'd faced as a black woman in the industry. She highlighted how her unique perspective could bring value to the leadership team. She was authentic, passionate, and unapologetically herself. And she didn't get the job. Now, this is usually where most people would say, see, being yourself doesn't work. You have to play the game. But that's not where this story ends. Oh no, this is where it gets really good. The CEO, who had been in that meeting, called Candace a week later. He told her that while she wasn't the right fit for that particular role, her authenticity and courage had made a lasting impression. He wanted to create a new position, one that would leverage her unique insights and experiences to drive diversity and innovation across the entire organization. This, my friends, is what happens when you refuse to let rejection define you, when you use it as a stepping stone rather than seeing it as a roadblock. When you trust that your authentic self is not just good enough, but extraordinary. Candace's experience teaches us a crucial lesson. Rejection isn't the end. It's often the beginning of something even better than we had imagined. But to seize these opportunities, we need to be willing to be vulnerable, to put our authentic selves out there, even when it feels like we're standing naked in Times Square. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. That's all well and good, but how do I actually do this? How do I overcome my fear of rejection and embrace my authentic self when it feels like the whole world is telling me to conform? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because Candace shared some practical strategies that I think could be game changers for all of us. First, start small. You don't have to walk into your next meeting and bare your soul. Begin by identifying one small way you can be more authentic each day. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting when you usually stay quiet. Maybe it's wearing your hair the way you really want to, not the way you think others expect. Maybe it's admitting when you don't know something instead of pretending you do. Small steps lead to big changes. Second, reframe rejection. Instead of seeing it as a personal failure, view it as valuable data. Every no is teaching you something about yourself, about others, about what you really want. Candace suggests keeping a rejection journal. Write down each rejection, what you learned from it, and how you can use that knowledge moving forward. It's like turning your setbacks into a personal growth textbook. Third, build your authenticity muscle. Like any skill, being authentic gets easier with practice. Candace recommends finding a safe space, a group of trusted friends or colleagues where you can practice being your true self without fear of judgment. As you get more comfortable, gradually expand this authenticity to other areas of your life. It's like training for a marathon. You don't start by running 26 miles, you build up to it. Fourth, and this is crucial, surround yourself with authenticity allies. These are people who value and encourage your true self. They're the ones who cheer you on when you take risks, who pick you up when you fall, and who remind you of your worth when rejection stings. Candace credits her success largely to the network of supporters she's built over the years. They're my personal cheerleading squad, she says with a laugh. But instead of pom-poms, they carry tissues for the tough days and champagne for the victories. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, remember that your authenticity is your superpower. Your unique experiences, perspectives, and ideas are what set you apart. They're not liabilities to be hidden, but assets to be leveraged. Candace shared a powerful analogy that I think sums this up perfectly. She said, think of yourself as a diamond. A diamond doesn't try to be a pearl or a ruby. It doesn't apologize for its edges or try to smooth them out. It shines brightly exactly as it is. And the world values it precisely because of its unique characteristics. You, my friends, are diamonds. Each of you has unique facets shaped by your experiences, your culture, your struggles, and your triumphs. When you allow these facets to shine, you not only light up your own path, but also illuminate the way for others. Now, I want to be clear, embracing your authentic self and overcoming the fear of rejection doesn't mean the path will always be smooth. You will still face obstacles. You will still encounter people who don't understand or appreciate your true self. But here's the difference. When you're standing firmly in your authenticity, these challenges don't diminish you, they strengthen you. Candace's journey is a powerful reminder that our greatest strength lies not in conforming, but in transforming our fears into courage, transforming rejection into resilience, transforming our unique characteristics into our most valuable assets. But let's take this a step further because being authentic isn't just about personal fulfillment, it's about changing the world around us. When we show up as our true selves, we create ripples that can turn into waves of change. Candace shared a story about a young intern in her company. This intern, a first generation college graduate from a low income background, was struggling to fit into the corporate culture. She was brilliant, hardworking, but constantly second guessing herself, trying to hide her background and conform to what she thought was expected. Candace took her under her wing. She shared her own journey of embracing authenticity and encouraged the intern to do the same. I told her, Candace said, that her unique perspective was exactly what the company needed, that her experiences gave her insights that no one else in the room had. Slowly, the intern began to open up. She started sharing ideas drawn from her unique life experiences. She spoke up about how certain company policies might be unintentionally excluding talented individuals from similar backgrounds. The result? Not only did the intern's confidence soar, but her insights led to real changes in the company's recruitment and retention strategies. By being authentically herself, she not only transformed her own career trajectory, but also opened doors for countless others. This is the ripple effect of authenticity. When we dare to be ourselves, we give others permission to do the same. We create spaces where diverse voices can be heard, where innovation can flourish, where real change can happen. But it goes even beyond that. In a world grappling with complex challenges from climate change to social inequality, we need authentic voices more than ever. We need people who aren't afraid to think differently, to challenge the status quo, to bring their whole selves to the table. Candace puts it this way: authenticity isn't just about personal fulfillment. It's about creating a world where everyone's unique gifts can be recognized and utilized. It's about building companies, communities, and societies that are more innovative, more inclusive, and more equipped to tackle the challenges we face. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge. Over the next week, I want you to take one step, just one, Garth, towards being more authentically you. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting with an idea you've been holding back. Maybe it's having a difficult but honest conversation with a colleague or loved one. Maybe it's pursuing a passion you've been putting off because you're afraid of what others might think. Whatever it is, take that step. Be prepared for the possibility of rejection, but also be open to the incredible opportunities that can arise when you show up as your true self. Remember, your authenticity is not just a gift to yourself, it's a gift to the world. When you embrace your true self, you give others permission to do the same. You create spaces where genuine connection and innovation can flourish. You become a beacon for others who are struggling to find their own light. In the words of Candace Butler, authenticity is not the easy path, but it's the only path to true fulfillment and success. It's how we not only navigate the obstacles in our way, but transform them into launching pads for our greatest achievements. So, I leave you with this. What would be possible in your life, in your career, in your community, if you fully embraced your authentic self? What mountains could you move? What barriers could you break? What lives could you change? The answer, my friends, lies within you. It's time to let your true self shine. It's time to transform those obstacles into opportunities. It's time to be unapologetically, authentically you. And as you step into your authenticity, remember this: you are not just changing your own life, you are changing the world. Every time you show up as your true self, you're creating a crack in the walls of conformity. You're showing others that it's possible to succeed without compromising who you are. You're paving the way for a more authentic, more innovative, more inclusive future. So go forth and be gloriously, unabashedly you. Embrace your quirks, your passions, your unique perspective. Let your voice be heard even when it shakes. Share your ideas even when they seem outlandish, because the world doesn't need more copies. It needs originals. It needs you, the real you. And who knows, your authenticity might just be the key that unlocks not only your own potential, but the potential of those around you. It might be the spark that ignites a revolution of authenticity, transforming workplaces, communities, and maybe even the world. So, are you ready? Ready to step into your power, ready to unleash your authentic self, ready to transform obstacles into opportunities? The stage is set. The world is waiting. It's your time to shine. Now go out there and show the world the real you, because trust me, it's exactly what we've been waiting for.